You're listening to Weather with Enthusiasm. Thursday, October 6th. This is a very local forecast for the West Rogers Park area. Today we have our final warm day for quite a while, with temperatures going into the 70s this afternoon, highs in the low, possibly even mid-70s. We have one computer model out of 5 forecasting a high near 75 degrees. Now, it is the Switzerland model. It's not the European computer model, which is known as being the most accurate, or forecasts within less than 24 hours really could rely upon the North American mesoscale model. Both of those models indicate highs in the low 70s. The only model which has highs in the mid-70s is the Switzerland model. Although it's not known as being the most accurate, in reality, Windy.com tells us that when it comes to temperatures and wind, Switzerland model is the most accurate. But I don't have much experience with the Switzerland model, so we'll call it for highs in the low 70s today, but realize there is a model forecasting highs near 75. But here's the big story. It's going to be warm, but that's only through early afternoon. By 4 o'clock, winds are directly out of the north. Perhaps some say northwest, some say northeast, but out of the north, they really pick up in intensity with clouds, maybe even dark clouds at 4 o'clock. We have something, believe it or not, it's an Arctic cold front. This system originated from the Arctic. It's a front which is trailing off of a low pressure system of 29.6 in Quebec, Canada. Now, I don't know whether the low pressure originated in the Arctic or whether the high pressure behind the front originated from the Arctic. The high pressure is going to be what's responsible for bringing the really cold air down here, especially Friday night. But it's not expected to be as cold as it could be, and we're going to explain why in just a moment. But going back to this afternoon with the dark clouds, those clouds are actually going to be producing precipitation. The problem is on the surface we have very dry air, so the precipitation will be evaporating before it touches the ground. But that's only initially. Eventually the precipitation will be making it to the ground. It should be scattered, and there is one model. It is not the Switzerland. It is the Switzerland model, actually, that's also forecasting thunderstorms. Now, they have a different time system over there. The Switzerland says the front is coming through at 2, but the National Weather Service is using the time for all the other models, 3 to 5, 3 o'clock to 5. It looks like 4 o'clock is solid, but the chances for thunderstorms do exist. This is a strong front. The Minnesota National Weather Service has referred to this front as an Arctic front. The Chicago National Weather Service just says the system has Arctic origins. The sun has set in the Arctic already as of a week or two. So even before that already, the solar insolation in the Arctic was at very low levels. So temperatures have been dropping pretty quick up there, and that's playing a large role over here in getting these temperatures down, and temperatures expected to drop to under 40 degrees Friday night. People should be aware that there is an outside possibility of that happening already tonight, Thursday night. So any plants which cannot survive in under 40 degrees, you might want to consider bringing that in already for Thursday night. But the forecasts, we're going to go with 80%. 80%, it's reasonable to assume that we're going to wait until Friday night before those temperatures drop under 40 degrees. What about lower than that? So in order for us to get a hard freeze, what's most likely going to have to happen is you need the cold air aloft. The coldest air aloft, the cold air coming down from Canada, which is up in the upper atmosphere, that's going to have to line up with the area on the surface which has the strongest radiational cooling. If it can do that, then a hard freeze could be expected over here, and I think the North American mesoscale model might actually end up coming out true, especially for areas west of the Fox River Valley, which would bring lows down to 30 degrees, believe it or not, with frost. That's not what's expected to happen right now, however. That's only one model. Forecasts indicate temperatures probably dropping to 37 or 38 degrees. The fact that there's going to be no wind means there really could be frost. There could be frost here Friday night, and then Saturday night also. Another cold night for then. The clouds, lake effect clouds. The lake is warm this time of the year. The lake is warm, and we have this cold air coming in off the lake. It's a definite cloud. Nothing's ever definite in weather. Definite on this podcast, definite means 80%. We have clouds that are likely expected to move into northeast Illinois, probably even produce showers Friday morning, some scattered showers. And then the high pressure system moves into Nebraska. It centers itself over Nebraska for Friday night, and that's what's going to clear everything out of here. It will feel a little bit warmer for Shabbos, Saturday, even though we're under the cold high pressure. The sun will be out, and the winds are going to be calm. Winds might start to develop a southwest flow by Saturday afternoon with highs well into the 50s, mid-50s, I think maybe even upper 50s. Then Sunday, temperatures warm back into the 60s again as we become more in that south flow. The European computer model sets the region up for experiencing more 70s for next week. A lot of forecasters are questioning that and are not really going to put that in their forecast, but I think we will see highs in the 70s next week before the next frontal system moves in on Thursday. That's already a week in advance, and there could be precipitation with that system Thursday morning. The timing could always change with that thing. And areas, the areas to the south of us will probably see highs in the 70s Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Areas closer to the lake, that's where the question is. And we'll probably squeeze out a 70-degree reading on Tuesday and Wednesday before that front moves through. I just don't know about Monday, and highs well into the 60s for Sunday. I wish everyone a good Yar and have a great Shabbos and a wonderful